Hello guys, this is Tarun from Testing Gyan. In our last video, we have seen the usage of Postman tool, how we can use that tool for API testing. In our today's video, we are going to discuss two very important request methods, HTTP request methods, GET and POST. We will see the usage of these two request methods with the help of very famous industry-wide used application Jira. So let us start.
The first request in the list is GET request. So as the name suggests, GET simply means reading out the data and not to change it. Hence we can use this GET request without any risk of data modification and corruption. Calling it once has the same effect as calling it 10 or 100 times. And making the multiple identical GET requests have the same result as a single request. So this property is called idempotent, that is nothing is going to change even if we are having the 100 of identical GET requests. Now when we make a GET request, we get response either in XML or JSON format mostly, and the response code for success GET request is 200 OK, and in case of error we can get response codes like 400 for something not found and 400 for a bad request, like that. Now let us understand more about this request by taking an example. Now before I start explaining the GET request, let me explain a brief overview of my project structure. Okay, here I am having my workspace 2, and within my workspace I am having a collection called Testing Gyan, and within my collection I am having two subfolders to arrange my APIs. One is for Jira APIs and another is for Salesforce APIs. So I am using the industry-wide used applications Jira and Salesforce to demonstrate the usage of these request methods. Now let us see the GET request. For GET request I will use the Jira APIs section. So here you can see I have created one GET request which is basically returning me the projects present in my Jira. So as you can see, this is my Jira account, okay, and the project present in my Jira account is Testing Gyan. So basically using that GET request I am going to get the details of all the projects present in my Jira account. Now let us see how it is being done. Okay. And in order to do that I have used few variables. So you can see this Jira base URL is basically an global variable here, you can see, right? Similarly I have for Salesforce a Salesforce instance URL, and then we are having few project environment specific Jira and Salesforce specific environment variables as well. Now let us see. Okay, and for the authorization purpose I am using the basic authentication. As I am having the account on Atlassian account, so I am using the API token instead of password, because Jira has made it mandatory to use the API token instead of password for cloud instance, and for the local self-hosted instance we can have the password as well. Okay, then no headers for this request because we are simply making a GET request here. I am having one POST script as well, which is simply fetching out the project ID. Once this request is executed, it will fetch the project ID from the response body, and then it will set in the environment variable project ID here. Okay, so this is currently set as per my last execution. So now if I run this request, I send this request, you can see the response is being generated, and this is simply returning me the details of my project, like key of my project, name of my project, right, other details like project type, key, etc, etc. And based on my POST script, this project key will be stored in the environment variable project ID. So this is how GET request works. It simply returns the data. So now if I'm running this request multiple times, it is going to have same impact, nothing is going to change, like this. There's one more GET request which will simply return me the details specific to a project. The last request was returning for details for all the projects. Now if I run this, you can see it has also returned me the response, and it is giving me same project key and other details like display name and all, and this project is active. It is saying it active status as true, so like this. So this was all about GET request. Now let us move to the next request, which is POST. Now POST simply means creating a resource, and most of the time this resource is subordinate to some other parent resource, and the linking of this subordinate resource to parent resource is being handled by the service which we hit. So two identical post requests in this case will most likely create two different resources with same information. So this is a non-idempotent behavior, that is something is going to change. The details are same, but still we are having the two resources with similar details. And on successful post request we get the status code 201 created. Now let us understand more about this by taking an example. Now for this post request I have added this request create issue, which is simply going to create issue in my Jira account. Okay, now if you see, this is my Jira account, and if I go to my issues board, you will see simply there is no issue at all currently, but when we will execute this post request it will create an issue with these details. So as it is a post request, we are simply defining the details which should create the resource at the end of this execution. Okay, and then I'm having post script here as well, which is simply storing the issue key and issue ID of the created issue into the environment variables in the environment variable section here, issue key and issue ID. Okay, then I'm having a header content type application JSON because my body type is JSON here. We call it body or payload, whatever it is. Okay, and then the authorization is again basic auth using the API token. Now if I run this post request, you can see it has created a issue with issue ID 10010 and test 11 as the key. Okay, now if I go and check in my Jira account and if I refresh this URL, you can see the issue is created, and if I open this issue, it is the same issue with same summary and description which we mentioned there, issue 1 with Postman. Okay, you can see the summary here, summary is issue 1 and the description is issue 1 with Postman. So this is how we can make the use of post request. So this was all about get and post request. I hope you guys are able to understand. In case of any questions or query, please post over the video comments. We will try our best to answer those questions. Thank you.